We are picking up our reading today in the journey through the text of A Course in Miracles, Chapter 2, The Separation and the Atonement. We are in the section, The Power of Mind, Cause and Effect, and this is the page 65, okay? And this is by the Foundation for A Course in Miracles by Kenneth Wapnick. If I intervened between your thoughts and their results, I would be tampering with the basic law of cause and effect, the most fundamental law there is. I would hardly help you if I depreciated the power of your own thinking. This would be in direct opposition to the purpose of this course. All right, so if we look at the upper left-hand part of the chart, we can see that Jesus is speaking of the cause, the mind, and the results, the body's fear, are the effect, written in the lower part of that column. This again is a wonderful chapter because it is so clear. Jesus sets forth for all of us the primary purpose of his course, to teach us respect for the power of the mind's thinking. Asking Jesus to get us parking spaces, heal cancer, bring about world peace, or do anything in this world, trivial or major, is asking him to tamper with the law of cause and effect, and to depreciate, not to mention deny, the power of our minds. Why would we ask him this when we have asked for help to leave this dream? It is certainly not sinful to ask for these specific things, as he tells us at the beginning of the Song of Prayer, but to persist in doing so keeps us on the bottom rungs of the ladder. Jesus wants us instead to reach the ladder's top, the real world, and then beyond that to heaven. As we set out on our symphonic journey through the text, Jesus tells us to be clear about the purpose of A Course in Miracles. He later states this is a course in cause and not effect. This is not a course in changing our behavior, the effect, but in how we think, the cause, period. It is much more helpful to remind you that you do not guard your thoughts carefully enough. You may feel that at this point it would take a miracle to enable you to do this, which is perfectly true. This is a play on the word miracle. The miracle we want is something supernatural and external, the effect. Jesus, however, speaks about the miracle that helps us recognize that the mind is the cause. The mind's decision to be guilty is the problem, and therefore that is where it must be resolved. You are not used to miracle-minded thinking, but you can be trained to think that way. All miracle workers need that kind of training. This training is A Course in Miracles, and the passage on mind training that is now at the end of Chapter 1 originally came after this statement. Jesus is telling Helen, Bill, and all of us that this is a course in training the mind to think differently. The work is difficult because our fear of release is so strong, our terror of the light of atonement so overwhelming. That is why he is patient with us and why this course is a lifetime's work. It is also necessary for us to understand our resistance to learning it. There is a part of us that screams, I do not want to learn, and the ego has good reason for this. Reading this book and allowing in its message means changing our minds, which means our special self would be severely threatened. In order to protect this specialness, we push away the perceived threat, the thought system, and the teacher, who remind us that the problem and the solution are only in the mind. I cannot let you leave your mind unguarded. Protection protects the mind because projection says the problem is external. We gladly make all the external changes we believe are needed because we constantly add 2 and 2 and get 7. We bring together the facts and think we know the answer. Yet we are always wrong because we never truly look at what we do, even when we are so sure we are perceiving correctly, and we often distort what we perceive. We remain wrong because the problem is not outside, but in the mind's need to keep the guilt intact and blame someone or something else for it. Or you will not be able to help me. On one level, we help Jesus by teaching his course, not in our words or behavior, but in how we are. In addition, he cannot help us unless we ask him to. This is what he means when he says later, I need you as much as you need me. He cannot accompany us on the journey unless we invite him and accept his lessons of love. And I am going to go ahead and stop there today. I thank you so much for joining with me. I will see you tomorrow and hope that you have a wonderful day. I love you. Thank you.